Hi, I'm Mr. Shaw, and I'm going to take you through the resources available for the Holocaust Remembrance Day on Thursday, April 7th. So hopefully, if you found this, you've already used the access code to specifically log into the Schoology page. If you have any classmates that are having a hard time logging in, remind them that this is the code, that they need to be signing up for a course and not a group, and it sometimes helps to refresh Schoology or log out and log back in if you're not seeing the additional course. I'm going to go ahead and click on April 7th, Holocaust Remembrance Day for 8th grade. Within the folder, there is an explanation of the day, and this is hopefully where you found this link. Start here. Please view this information in the folder first. So if you click on this, you're going to see, in addition to this video, which will be posted, the agenda for the day and the digital copy of the hard copy handout that you'll receive Thursday morning in home base. So again, I posted video directions that you're following along with, and the video directions are really just going through what's typed here to make things a little bit easier. The reflection form you'll need to reference is included below. Again, you'll get a hard copy of this in home base. If you misplace it, feel free to see me, Mr. Shaw. If you have any questions about the day, you can see Mr. Wenzel, Mr. Shaw, myself, or Mr. Lopaka. The first thing you'll notice here is the agenda for the morning sessions. Specifically, the morning sessions will be during a presentation in the auditorium for periods 1 and 2. The speakers are listed, guest speakers via Zoom are listed, as are our 2 staff presenters. And then in the packet that you're going to receive, there are directions and questions to answer on pages 2 and 3 of that packet. This is really just a version of those directions. So you'll attend the assembly during periods 1 and 2. You'll sit by team. Your home-based teachers will review this with you. And everybody in the auditorium will need a pencil. You'll need the hard copy Holocaust Remembrance packet, and you'll also receive from your home-based teacher a questions for presenters card. If you see that during the assembly you have a thoughtful question to write down, fill out the card, record your question, and then raise a hand, and a teacher will be around to collect your card. There's a chance that at the end of the assembly, our speakers will be answering the question that you've asked. Now, the second half of the day, which I'm also going to talk about in this video, you're going to follow your normal schedule and go to your period 4 and 5 class. However, instead of having class like you normally would, you are going to move through the digital resources that have been posted to the Light Center Schoology page. This is explained on pages 4 and 5 of the Holocaust Remembrance packet. Some general information below discusses the Light Center page. You'll want to go into the folder. This is Holocaust Remembrance Virtual Sessions, which will be a folder that I'll show you in a second. You can navigate these resources in any order. So the idea is for periods 4 and 5, you can explore something that sounds interesting to you. If you start something and realize it doesn't hold your interest, you can go to something else. But the idea is that you're engaged for that entire 2-hour period. If there's something that you like that you're seeing, that's great. If you want to explore something something new, that's fine too. Then at the end of all of this, probably after spring break, your ELA teachers will be leading you through a reflection. Again, you can find here another digital copy of both a PDF version and a doc file of the student reflection form that you'll be getting a hard copy of on Thursday, April 7th. If I go back to the main folder and click on Holocaust Remembrance Virtual Sessions, again, there's an explanation that I just shared with you from the Start Here folder. Notice there's nothing posted for the assembly because you'll be attending the assembly. Directions for period 4 and 5. They're posted. This video will be in that folder. The agenda reminder that I just went through with you is posted again here as well, as is another copy of the reflection document. So let's look at some of the resources. You'll find that the first folder is the recordings of some of the presentations that you might have heard versions of this morning. If you're interested in some additional options, you can find them here. So if you need to review Miss Stuber's family story, you'd like to review it, it's here for you. Helen Marks, Dr. Marks' mother, shares her story here, and the Q&A that was conducted via Zoom in 2021 is also posted. You'll see here common questions about the Holocaust, terrorism, children of the Holocaust. This is my lesson, Human Behavior, the Milgram Experiment on Authority, incidents of anti-Semitism, etc. So these are in no particular order. But they're all, some of them are videos, some of them are slides that you'll move through, some of them are images, but they'll all take you through a unique perspective in regards to remembering the Holocaust and why it's important to remember the Holocaust. Just to go through one more final idea, Again, you're going to receive a hard copy of this packet on April 7th. The directions that I just went over are here. On April 7th, as far as the assembly is concerned, please do not bring any technology. Leave it in your locker. Bring a pen or a pencil. Bring this packet and bring the question sheet that you're going to receive on April 7th in home base as well. The other idea would be to complete the Light Center code is here if you need it. Again, if you have classmates that weren't able to log on, maybe this is something that's worth sharing with them. Folder information is posted as far as where to find everything on Schoology. Have headphones for periods 4 and 5. Again, if you don't have these, you can see Mr. Venzel in room 118. If you have any questions, talk to Mr. Venzel, talk to me, Mr. Shaw, or talk to Mr. Lepaka. And really be mindful of the seriousness of this topic and the reverence that you should take through this day. There's a little excerpt here from the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum, which reminds you of the significance of the day. If you go a little further into the packet, you'll find the directions that we talked about earlier. So recorded for you to reference. Again, you'll receive a hard copy of this document on April 7th in home base. Feel free to look at the digital version if you'd like. Periods 4 and 5, periods 1 and 2 will be the assembly. Periods 4 and 5, you're going to be exploring some of those resources. There are questions to complete in the assembly, and there are questions to complete during the exploration of those resources. Those are all listed here. So for part 1, the assembly, you'll answer the questions on page 2 and page 3. And then for periods 4 and 5, pages 4 and 5 will be some questions to consider. At the very end of this is a reflection form that you'll complete in your ELA class following this assembly, but probably after spring break. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to let me, Mr. Venzel, or Mr. Lepaka know. Thank you so much for your thoughtful consideration. Oh, one more quick idea. During the assembly, if you have a question to ask, you'd fill out this form, put your hand up, a teacher will come around to collect it. These will be sorted.